So today I thought I would not do a review on the best baby wipes, which are from Costco, but to start my dahlias that I tried to overwinter. I grew about 15 varieties last year. I loved it, and I thought I would try my hand at overwintering them. I think I totally failed because, as I learned, New Mexico has roughly 7 to 15% humidity in the winter, and so I had a heck of a time preventing them from shriveling, or they were too moist as I was trying to prevent the shriveling, so they were molding. Disaster. So they're in here. My plan is to unbox them, see if any of them still have a potential for life. The ones that look nasty we'll just throw away, but if there's any potential, I want to pre-sprout them. And pre-sprout them means you kind of wake them up in an indoor environment, warm with heat. And if I see any of the eyes develop on the tuber, which I'll show you, I know that there's a chance that I can plant them out in the ground and I might get dahlias this year. Another great reason to pre-sprout is if you are limited in garden space and you're just not sure. If you pre-sprout them, then you can determine, is it alive, is it dead, and not waste that garden space that you could put something else in or buy a new healthy tuber. So we're gonna see how many are worthy of pre-sprouting, then I'm gonna get them set up and going inside so I can see truly for my count in the field how many I really did not kill. All right, so let's do this. It is really windy in Oklahoma today, but I don't think it's ever not windy. So if you hear that in my microphone, I'm sorry, but that's just gonna be life on my channel in Oklahoma. Okay, first box. I'm terrified. Okay. This, starting strong. This guy is what you would call desiccated. See how the ribbing veins are really pronounced. This guy has no moisture left in him, so he is probably in the dead pile. Let's keep going. Oh dear. Now we have mold. We have desiccated mold. I don't know how you get both of those. Too much moisture / not enough moisture, but you can see there's mold. Dead pile. Is this the dead basket? Hey, this is plump. We have some plump. Okay, so these don't look quite as desiccated. They're clearly starting to shrivel. They're not too happy, but I'm thinking maybe, just maybe there is an eye in there that might want to grow. So we'll put him in the maybe pile. Dead pile. Dead pile. It's just the dead box, Mom. Okay, this is a maybe. I'm putting them in the maybes just so I have 2 in the maybe pile. Oh. Peat moss to the face. I don't know. Dead. This is a how-to not to do video of failed storage, but you have to start somewhere, and this is how you learn. You learn what didn't work, what to do better next year. Okay. Wow. This box really boosted my confidence. Let's try this one. Okay, this one, oh, I'm gonna make a total mess, Mom. This one so this one I had peat moss in. You should store in peat moss. Peat moss is a good choice. Again, I just think it was because I just could not hit that 60, 70 degree humidity that they want in New Mexico, no matter whether I was using a good medium or a bad medium. I just don't think it was gonna work. I think I needed a totally different system. But, oh my gosh. I don't even want to show you this one. Dead pile. Shirley, come on, give me a win. Give me a win or we're not having any Dahlia pre-sprouting video. Okay, so this is, a clump. This is not divided, this is a clump. And some of it doesn't look happy, but I think there might still be a chance. We'll try it for the heck of it. It's not like we're running out of space in the try column here. Ooh, hey, maybe. This is a maybe. He doesn't look like a shriveled raisin. He's got a body, a neck, and maybe an eye. I think that's a solid maybe. All right. This one also I think is a solid maybe. There's no mold. There's no obvious desiccation drying out. So surely maybe some of these growth points will come back alive for me. All right, I'm feeling bold. I'm feeling bold. Oh, yeah. Life. All right. 1 of 30. Okay, this is a worthy try. Again, no mold, no shriveling. This is probably going to be the eye that comes alive for me, that sprouts. I think this is going to be a good one. All right. Bottom of the barrel is winning. So that means they probably stayed. Well, this looks like a monster and a half. I don't even know what to say about this one. Well, why not? Why not? If you're wondering also, Alex, why haven't you labeled? This doesn't look very organized. You're right, I didn't label. I originally labeled, I had everything all super organized. Then I had a mold attack in New Mexico, ripped them all out, mixed them all together, cried, threw a fit like my toddlers, and threw them all in this box and walked away. So we lost all the labeling. Why not? Why not? There's really no loss at this point of just trying to pre-sprout because you're not wasting garden space. You're just going to try inside on your grow lights. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Okay, here's an example of why some dahlias can just be incredibly resilient. So on the outside, this guy looks like trash. He looks horrible. Molded, shriveled. But then you already have an eye that's growing and alive. So they're stronger than you think they are, yet also incredibly high maintenance. I don't know how to rectify the two. So maybe that means I should pre-sprout one of the ones that I think I lost faith in. So why not? We'll just add that guy. Getting to the bottom here. I'm getting actually a little scarier as we dive. We'll try it. Like I have newspaper in my mouth. This one, no. A little friend lives. It's interesting too because some varieties of dahlias have very distinct tuber shapes and sizes that you can recognize, but typically they're just all over the place, and if you don't label, you really have no chance of finding out until they bloom. So this is truly going to be a fun surprise this year, and maybe next year I'll do a better job of labeling like an adult. I'm going to try. This one's kind of molded, but the bodies aren't too soft and squishy. They don't feel totally rotted, but maybe if I left them in much longer, they would have headed that direction. So, nope, that looks like a husk. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. No. Yes. This might be my nicest guy yet. Hopefully one of these points. I'm sure this is completely stressing out some of you that are way better organized to see this mess, but you know, You have to start somewhere. You learn what works, you learn what doesn't work, and you do better the next year. I don't know, now I'm panicking. What if I declare dead that which is not dead? It's like the Monty Python scene. I'm not dead yet. Already showing a little life. I may not have killed all these dahlias. And some of these dahlias are from my mother's garden in California. And that just would have been pretty awful if I totally ruined all of the dahlias she gave me. So, looks like I'll get to have some. I'm squeezing them to see, because if they're rotted, they get really mushy inside and you can just feel that they're not going to. I did read that cinnamon, if you sprinkle it on there, can help prevent molding issues as an option. There's also chemicals and stuff you can get that you can pre-soak them in. This looks like a French fry I found in the back of my car a month after we had McDonald's. Gross. All right, we're almost at the bottom. Let's see, couple more and then we'll see how many I'm gonna try, and we'll get them in the pre-sprouting tray. I don't know, no. Hey, these, maybe. Oh, I can smell the cinnamon on these, that I did try to use that on some of them. His neck might be broken, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try, we're gonna try. This guy is a yes. And man, am I gonna try to, gonna do better next time. Well, ooh, gross. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, they're rotted. Gross. Don't save it. Okay, almost done. Yes. Look at this perfect little friend. So some of them have just worked awesome, exactly how they're supposed to. And others just look like death itself. So clearly not a consistent success method here. And I can feel that the newspaper is pretty damp, which I think ultimately they did not appreciate. So, oh my gosh, they're still going. Nope. Pretend like we didn't see that one. I don't know. This is like a super maybe. Consider him later. Oh my gosh, I feel like never end Mary Poppins Dahlia box. Oh my gosh, there's more. Oh yeah, he's a good maybe. Okay, this is getting disgusting at this point. Oh my gosh, there's more. Yes! Yes! I think we might have finally tipped the balance of good versus embarrassing. Embarrassing. All right, I think, oh my God, there's more. I'm starting stupid things. Yeah, he's rotted. All right, truly, truly, we've got to be done. Okay, so here are my two piles. My death pile, pile of fail, pile of potential for life. And this guy, he's not, he's rotted, he's dead, he's dead. Move on, move on. All right, so I'm going to throw these away and pretend this didn't happen and I didn't see this embarrassment. And I'm going to bring you in closer and show you how I pre-sprout them in the tray. Okay, so I've got my bottom of a seed tray. It's just normal seed tray. It's a sturdier one than like your super cheap Walmart style because it is going to get heavier. Got my tray. I'm going to add a little bit of potting mix. A little bit of potting mix to the bottom. And what we're going to do is we're going to lay them out. This is going to look kind of weird because normally when you plant a dahlia, you plant it at 6-8 inches down, and it makes its way up to the light, and that's that. But to pre-sprout, you're actually going to expose the eye. So what I'm going to do is it's almost like I'm putting them, I'm going to get a little bit more. It's like I'm going to be putting them in bed. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm basically putting like a little blanket over their bodies, but leaving the eye exposed, or where I think, these are easy because I can already see the eye, but leaving where I think the eye is going to come up. Try to leave it, ooh, these are like the easy ones, making me look like a pro. This is what your dahlia should look like. I'm going to leave it exposed. This one, if I was feeling confident, I could divide, but I'm just not sure. His neck seems pretty broken, so we're going to just put him like we're putting him snug in a bug to bed. Okay, once they're there, that's my first row. Come in and I'm going to just cover their bodies. See how I left the eye exposed? That's so that the grow light, they can see it, and then they'll start sprouting much sooner than they would if they were in ground. Because some dahlias, some varieties, oh my gosh, some like Cafe au lait and others can take 3 weeks, I've even heard, before they break ground. And that's just, I don't have time for that. So we're going to try this pre-sprouting method. Ooh. All right, so next row. Again, it's okay if they overlap like this. I'm just trying to get some good growth points going, and then what I'm probably going to hopefully do is just get some little nursery container pots and pot them up, put them in the windowsill, and they can just be growing until I'm ready to plant them out. So we're just kind of snugging them in together. I'm going to be checking, oh, nope, let's do a blanket. I'm going to be checking these regularly. If I'm really not seeing any action, or I do think they're rotting or molding, I want to get that out because that can spread to the other ones in the row. And then I've just made my situation even worse. So these are not just, they're not just walk away from and ignore situation, but I do think ultimately this saves you from wondering for 3 weeks in your garden if something's dead under the ground that you planted. Okay, let's do a last row here, and then we'll get one more tray out for the rest. Now that I have them all snug in a bed all together, these were all the single tubers that I could fit nicely in a row. This is going to go under the grow lights, lightly misted but not damp, because the tubers are not going to like that. They will rot, and I'll have more rotting issues, just in a different scenario. So I'm going to put it under my grow light. I'm going to check on it every couple days, see if I see any rotting getting worse. I'm going to take them out, and we're going to see if I get some nice growth points on these. I'm going to pot them up to their own cans, and they can live in my sunny windowsill. For the ones that I put in the maybe alive pile that were in the clumps, I'm going to do that in a separate tray and give them their own space, because they're not going to lay as nicely. And that one will be kind of an experiment to see if I can pre-sprout a clump, because I'm not really sure where the alive growth eyes are going to grow from. So I'll update you on that and see what that looks like if any of those clumps are alive. Come on, little babies. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Beep, beep for babies. Right here. We'll put them this way since I don't say grow.
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 Grow. Grow.
Also, while I'm out here, I thought I'd show you my little friends. Look at my friends. Move away from the friends. Beep, beep. You move. Andale pues. Ooh, they're on the move, look. Not the child. I'm gonna get blown away. Can you see them? Oh my gosh. Everything just flew off the table. Well, more pro tips from me. I don't know how to zoom yet on my camera, which is kind of embarrassing, but You see the cows? There's 8 babies. 8 little babies. You can barely see them over the grass. Ah, so exciting. Now I'm gonna go clean up the giant mess the wind just made. All right, I need to take a soil sample to submit to the extension office to see what my soil looks like, what my pH is. I'd like to know that number, if it's high or low, or if I need to do anything, and then any ways that it is soil deficient, and see if I need to add anything. So I'm going to go into the backfield near where we have the silage tarp so that I'm submitting for that area. I don't want to do an area where I'm not growing because there's a chance it might be a little different. So let's go dig. It's not going in, Mom. I had to get down 8 inches. Eric dug like a 9-inch hole in one scoop. Okay, no more videoing my shame. Okay. What do we think? Is that sufficient? Last? This is why we're getting a tractor. That looks like clay. Alright. Gross. Okay. You stay there. Mix together the soils that you compose into the bag. That's what I have. If you can roll it together in your hand and form a ribbon, you have clay soil.
Kind of looks like
My ribbon!
You're making Busy poop now.
One thing I'm trying to do this year, after just explaining to you how I failed at all of my labeling, is to do a better job with taking notes. And so I got this beautiful floret, all the goals to create beautiful things calendar. And I'm going to go to March. Maybe don't do this out in the wind. That would make a little bit smarter sense. But I'm going to go to March 20th, and I'm going to write, I'm only going to write what I've done. I'm not going to do my goals because goals never happen. Kids implode, randomly throw up, things get totally disrailed. So I'm not going to do the goals. I'm going to do what I actually accomplished. So March 20th, Sunday, pre-sprouted dahlias. And then once I start seeing eyes, once I start seeing growth and I pot up, I can look and I can say, oh, 10 days ago I pre-sprouted the dahlias, and that's how long it took me to see the eyes develop or whatever. And then on that day I'll put potted up dahlias. And this will help next year too when I try to say to myself, when did I do this? How long did this take? This kind of becomes your yearly note-taking book also. Pro tips from me. I have had to turn in toddler stool samples before, so this is effectively the same thing. Cut!